And a lot of talking around Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi. And that's been a massive talking point in itself. What is going on there?
Yeah, so a lot of people are questioning the casting of it, and I think that's totally fair. Jacob Elordi is definitely not who Heathcliff is in the book. He's described as a dark-skinned man. They're not entirely sure who his parents are. He's an orphan kind of brought over and adopted by this man in Liverpool. And that's just not quite who Jacob Elordi is, as a 6'5" white Australian man. But the chemistry there as well, it's probably not as hot as you think it's going to be just looking at the couple. But maybe that's the point as well. Maybe it's not just to be heaving bodices, but maybe to get you thinking a bit more about what actually is going on in that relationship.
Absolutely. Katrina, it's been a joy to talk to you. Thank you for your time. Broadcaster and critic Katrina Rose there, and it's just coming up to 8 o'clock on your Sunday morning.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
So let's bring you the headlines here on Sunday the 15th of February on 5 Live. The third day of the Munich Security Conference will get underway shortly, with the issue of nuclear weapons high on the agenda. Leaders have already discussed Russian aggression and tensions between the US and Europe. Yesterday, the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, said the Royal Navy's flagship, HMS Prince of Wales, will be deployed to the North Atlantic to show the UK's commitment to NATO and Euro-Atlantic security. The military analyst, Sean Bell, told 5 Live Breakfast it's a response to recent events.
I think what you're seeing with the Prime Minister's announcement is just trying to demonstrate that it was in the news not very long ago that America was threatening to take over Greenland because of the threats there. And Starmer and the rest of Europe are saying, hang on a minute, NATO can sort this out.
Iran is ready to consider compromises to reach a nuclear deal with the US if the Americans are willing to discuss lifting sanctions. That's according to Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister Majid Takht Ravanchi. He's told the BBC the ball is now in America's court to prove it's ready to negotiate a new nuclear deal.
The paediatrician who led a major review of NHS child gender services in England has told the BBC that some young people questioning their gender have been misled by what they've seen on social media. Dr Hilary Cass, who produced her report in 2024, says children had been influenced by unrealistic images and expectations. She says it's vital a controversial trial of puberty blockers for under 16 goes ahead.
We don't have any evidence at the moment that puberty blockers are irreversible, but these children who are on this trial will be about the most closely monitored you could imagine, and any hint that there are significant long-term risks, they would come off the trial. So it's really, really important.
Analysis from the union body, the TUC, suggests the gender pay gap in England and Wales won't close for another 30 years at the current rate of progress. It says the average woman effectively works the first 47 days of the year for free compared with men. On 5 Live Breakfast, Vic Jones from the TUC was asked what response she's hoping for following the research.
We need employers to look at the data for their own individual workplaces and then think really clearly about what actions they could do. That could be around career progression and training. It could be around flexible working. But we need employers to be really proactive and to do the analysis on what the data tells them and then take appropriate steps.
The former US President Barack Obama has indirectly addressed an offensive video posted on President Donald Trump's social media, saying that decorum in public life has been lost. The clip included a depiction of Obama and his wife Michelle as apes, drawing criticism from Democrats and Republicans. The White House initially called the backlash fake outrage, though the post was eventually deleted and blamed on a staff member.
And 4 astronauts have docked at the International Space Station, replacing the crew that was forced to return earlier than planned last month due to a medical emergency. The crew will live and work on the station for 8 months and research growing food in space to help NASA plan for future missions to the Moon and Mars.
Right, that's your news. Let's get to sport now. Here's Nick Hatton.
Stefan, thank you. The England head coach Steve Borthwick says their Six Nations defeat to Scotland hurts and has left him bitterly disappointed. England were humbled 31-20 at Murrayfield by a brilliant Scotland performance to regain the Calcutta Cup. Ireland came from behind at half-time to beat Italy 20-13 in Dublin. Newcastle manager Eddie Howe says he believes referees have become too reliant on VAR. It's after Chris Kavanagh and his assistants appeared to get at least 3 key decisions wrong in Newcastle's 3-1 FA Cup win at Aston Villa last night. Mansfield were the giant killers of the fourth round so far, with the League One side knocking out Burnley, of the Premier League. At the Winter Olympics, Great Britain's men are about to take on Germany in their latest round-robin match in the curling. In Super League last night, newly promoted Bradford Bulls were beaten at Hull FC. Toulouse won at Wakefield, though. And on Sports Extra right now, you can listen to West Indies' chase of 134 to beat Nepal at the Men's T20 World Cup.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Sunday breakfast. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Good morning, Stefan and Amber with you. Sunday breakfast here on 5 Live. Hope you're well, and it's so lovely to have your company. And thank you for all of your stories around the most famous autographs you've had. We've had some brilliant ones, haven't we, Stefan?
So many texts coming in on this. A range of people. We've had